Lay Me Bare, episode 17. Now I'm going to talk about stress inside and outside of work. Now what I mean by that is stress that you get at work and stress that you get in your personal life. Now for me personally, I find it's 10 times easier, 100 times easier to deal with stress in work. For some reason I feel a lot more comfortable when it's in a work setting. I deal a lot better dealing with stress in the work sense. And that may come up as a surprise because it's obviously my own business. Obviously stress in a 9 to 5, you ain't got to worry about that stress at 5 p.m. Unless you're in a managerial role, but still like your paid hours are 9 to 5, whereas being self-employed, your paid hours can be 24 hours a day. So being stressed at work, I can deal with because I double down on work. It's more sort of my work ethic, if that's what you call it, and that's not a flex. It's just I deal with stress at work so much easier than I do in my personal life. I would put that more down in towards sort of a social setting, that I probably deal better in a social setting at work than I do in my personal life. I struggle to empathize with people. That is something I've always struggled with. I'm a lot better than I was even like a year ago today, but struggling to empathize, struggling to understand people's reasonings and emotions behind certain actions and things like that. So I deal with stress a lot better. Now in a personal life, and the thing is as well, those are two completely different things. Stress from work, stress from personal life are two very different things you can handle, and you can't handle both the same way. Trust me, I've tried. Like, you can't handle personal life stress the same way you handle work stress. People aren't your clients in a personal life, and vice versa. You can't treat your friends and family like clients at work. And it's very something I deeply struggle with. And it's one of those things that there isn't a right or wrong answer. Like, you can't go into you're ruining this for me. We've got to keep this bit in as well, you know.
I tried to get
I could hear you like huffing in the corner. So the thing is as well is that in a personal setting, like, no two people are the same. The same as in a work setting, but I think there's a much wider funnel that you have to deal with in a personal setting compared to a work setting. I think maybe you can put that down to like client boundaries and things like that, but I think like the difference in emotions between personal and public is very different. I'd love to say I've got an answer for this. I really haven't. I think the way is just be a bit more understanding. And I like the saying, try and put yourself in their shoes. And this can transpire in both public and personal. So putting yourself in the other person's shoes allows you to understand better their emotions and the way they're acting and why they're acting like that. So if you do that, you should be able to understand them a bit better and understand their point of view. But in all fairness, that's the best piece of advice I've got. But I'm just being honest about, like, it's hard, man. Emotions are hard. Emotions are something I've always struggled with. But it gets better with time, and it gets better the more you're open to the idea of change, the better it becomes, is what I'd say. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.